Yes, me likey.
It does so much damage late game. When you're level 18, what is it, 500 true damage?
Damn,
Gross.
that's impressive. And the heal got nerfed, right?
Yeah, the cooldown got practically doubled.
Ah.
Both AD carries are still taking heal, though. No one's going for barrier. I've seen that a couple times.
The move speed's just so valuable from the heal, I think. That, like, unless barrier is substantially larger in the amount of defense it provides you, like, heal will just be better most of the time. So let's have a look at the keystones right now. I think they're all pretty standard. I don't actually know what Poppy takes. I think Grasp sounds correct, considering she can, like, throw the shield at people and that will proc Grasp for her.
Yeah, I would say either Grasp or Aftershock would be what Poppy goes for. And I think Poppy likes to duel a little bit in the top lane, so Grasp makes sense. He gets kind of free tank stats from a W anyway, so.
Ooh,
Diminishing returns and all that.
Alright. They've not lined up the champions for me. Me no likey. Oh, actually.
Oh.
They've lined them up. Hey. Oh, unlucky RNG. I swear he was the AD carry. Wasn't he the AD carry when they were playing? In Qualifier 1?
I don't recognize unorthodox thing. I don't think he was there.
Fair.
So
An audio slave was.
yeah, because they had Annie IRL, didn't they? So
They did. They did indeed. Alright, so
the peep frog emote.
they were looking for the level 1 cheese and they're not gonna get it. Oh,
Oh.
What?
Well,
Why would you flash?
why'd you walk back into it?
What? That just that wasn't good from anyone.
Not ideal.
Not
Neo
ideal
unorthodox. A
whatsoever.
nice level 1 binding over the wall from Peep Frog though.
The kill does get picked up by Benbow though, so not. I think like it would have been nicer to have been on Stake or Jackal, maybe even Crimson, because then he could have picked up boots for himself, which meant his Predator would have been live. But whatever, that's fine. He's going to get a Doran's ring off of that. Dark Seal would have been nicer. Oh god. Oh god.
Some emote spam is just destroying my earlobes right now, so let me
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
So Crimson did just get called out a little bit by Cloudy. He was in the top river and Cloudy did take a chunk of damage out of him, so he had to use a stack of his refillable potion. And way back in the day when we did the Manchester Invitational tournament, this was back when Jungle Ezreal was meta.
Yeah.
And Ezreal did the same thing. He walked forwards and lost all of his... Oh, there's the combo, level 1 already. Gross.
Huh.
Took the trap at level 1, so...
Yeah, that's
a dark
seriously BM.
RNG just straight up dies. But, yeah, we saw the same thing on a Jungle Ezreal where he walked in and had to use his refillable potion, and he just got way too low to do anything in the jungle. So he couldn't he couldn't gank a lane early game. He was, like, struggling to farm. And looking at Crimson Longinus's health already, might be able to grab his blue buff, but with only 1 stack of his refillable left, he can't do too much more unless there's honey fruits and stuff available.
Skarner is so powerful when he's on his crystals with the amount that he can heal up. I didn't like Bembo's positioning there in lane. Like, obviously, don't stand near that wall against.
He's kind of just made my point irrelevant because he's just got all of his health back somehow. I think he found a honey fruit in the river and finished that. And that was actually invading.
Oh my word, doing so much damage to unlucky RNG.
Thought clan tag, not helping him out.
The knock up didn't find him. Red buff slows there, but he's on the crystal, so he's a fast boy. Unorthodox, he doesn't have flash. They're just going to be able to cut him off here. Ignite drops down onto him. Stake has the damage. Shields there. Shadow swaps, finishes him up. The auto attack tags him with the slow as well. Going to try and flag and drag away from this one. Crimson chasing him, gets it. Dark binding, just about flashed away. He's going for the plant, but it doesn't quite make it. And it's already 4-0, and it's not even 4 minutes into the game right now.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone die to a rank 1 Tormented Soil from Morgana before. That does like 5 damage a tick. Again, a nice little catch. I was a little unsure whether Crimson will be able to get the stun without flashing forward early, but he managed to get
Oh,
it.
that binding would have been juicy if it landed.
And saved the flash. Wasn't able to get the blast cone. Deep Frog with a good roam as well.
Good hook.
Nice little death sentence, but Black Shield.
It was decent. Jack was taking quite a bit of damage there, just about forcing the flash away. And he's gonna get the kill. Yeah, overextending a bit so far forwards. Unlucky RNG was able to escape from this one. Pepe Frog, interesting decision to try and look for the kill. Unlucky RNG taking so much damage from the minions and execute. What?
Well.
Okay, so mistakes were made.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of well played by V-Man because after unlucky RNG, oh, never mind, in the top and mid lane, there's people fighting. He's just gonna get himself away, but after the death sentence lands and the Black Shield turned around for the flay, so Jackal kind of got hit by a single CC, but no more. V-Man, as they went to turn around to trade some damage back onto the Thresh, he just opened up on the Caitlyn, forced the flash and the heal, and still managed to get the kill as well. But
Benbow was wishing he was level 6 right there. Could have gone for the solo kill onto Cloudy.
Low health bars everywhere, but everyone's kind of lacking a little bit in XP.
Yeah.
Audio Slave is still level 3.
Oh, that's awful for him. And we mentioned it. I think it is winning lanes across the board and in the jungle. Slightly held back a little bit jungle-wise because of the chunk of damage that Crimson did take when he ran into Cloudy in that level 1. But either way, the speed of Skarner's jungle clearing just means that he'll be able to make up for that instantly. And we already saw an invade kind of in that bot side jungle where they did pick up the kill onto Jarvan, and I think we expect to see it more. There's 3 shoving lanes, and Skarner's free to do whatever he wants.
And even with the chunk of damage he took, you said it yourself, Skarner can handle being lowish in the jungle because all the buffs he gets around his little spires. He has the shield as well that can keep him topped off, and as well he found that honey fruit in the river, so he just sort of walked into the enemy jungle, and now he's got 3 assists, even off such a weird start where he was forced to use some of his sustain. So that little advantage is in and gone, as now he's got his items. He has his Predator boots as well online, and unlike RNG, every time he gets hit by a binding, he just loses 75% of his health.
I find it interesting that the bindings
Twitch's turn.
Keep connecting onto the as of course if I say it, it connects onto the Twitch, but they seem to have been focusing onto the Thresh there, and Stake looking to go in on this one. Excellent timing of the death mark, unfortunately missing out on the shuriken, but ignites there.
It's been buffed. Lands the kill.
Crimson looking to tag
still
him.
not level 6.
Yeah, it doesn't have the stinger unfortunately, so look at the dragon that's up right now. An Infernal. That's so good for this team. They're looking to get ahead, especially in the early game. Like a Mountain or the Infernal, either of them, so good for them right now. They've got all the pressure in the world. They should just be able to... I mean, look at the tower damage as well in the spot lane. They could probably just send Skarner there, pressure them away from the turret, take the turret, go for the jungle, for the dragon, and pick that up. Like, there's nothing the enemy can do right now. That's going to be a sub-8-minute tower.
Just going to go down.
That's insane.
A real contest. Jarvan never in a spot to really help out his bottom lane. Crimson's hovering around the bottom lane as well.
Stinger onto the level 4 Thresh. They're going to be able to pick him up just about. No, they got turned back onto. Jackal's not level 6 either, so we can't use the ace in the hole. Not good choice of targets there. The ultimate from Scion weaving between the 2 targets.
Field goal.
Really bad. Oh no, this is where the throw starts, man. Oh god, Chapstick, you piece of shit. Oh, Benbow is still going to find 1 target just about, but it looks like the entire team just getting seriously punished for overextending there. What? What? Benbow? What?
Which was that BM or did he just forget? I can't tell, but it didn't work out. Oh man. Well, that was a series of events that transpired.
Yeah, mistakes were made today.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching a Plebs game in reverse, where they started winning hard in the early game and then just started just getting a little over aggressive and dying. I think
NUEL or bronze
Crimson,
game.
Crimson in the bottom lane when he landed the Impale onto unlucky RNG, he kind of just assumed that Thresh was going to die.
Killed, yeah.
And he started to sort of run towards V-Man while he still had Thresh impaled. So he started to actually drag the Thresh away from Jackal and Peep Frog.
Yeah, it was a whoops.
Weren't able to get the kill quick enough. Audio Slave showed up. V-Man is already level 6, despite losing his tower early on in the game. Had the extended range, but...
Stake looking to engage onto the Jarvan right now. Deathmark doesn't instantly kill him, but he has the damage. Cataclysm was just a bit too slow. Doesn't do any damage to him. Stake flashing over the wall isn't going to get tethered. Red buff isn't aggroed either, so he's not going to get hit up by that. Bembo's now joining the fight as Cloudy extended too far forwards to go for Crimson. He has a red buff if he needs to. The hammer goes wide. Slows are coming through. Unorthodox doesn't have any mana to assist his teammate here. So now Cloudy is just in a terrible situation. I don't see him getting away from this one. Crimson looking to chase under the turret. Misses the fracture, so just going to back away.
Go for the Impale.
He's so...
gone for it as Stake was around. Yeah. He had that Ignite that came back up off cooldown. Oh, big chunk of damage.
Cloudy's just so tanky.
Fire.
I believe it is it a passive on her W? Yeah, when she's below 40% health.
Yeah, the old Poppy passive
was worse, yeah.
Oh man, the old Poppy ult though, disgusting. She does get... she does have that Grasp of the Undying as well, but... So Stake was there, had the Ignite, but chose to not go for it. Unlucky for the switch up, aim for Scion and miss.
Alright, so Plebs, they're using this Caitlyn correctly right now. They took the bot turret, they took the top one, and now they're in the mid lane. I would like to see them have actually picked up this Fernal already. They probably should have done that instead of going for that silly dive bot lane. Now they're going to go for it. Maybe Stake should have been mid to hold that. I don't think they'll lose too much pressure for it. Of course, this has to be conceded by the enemy. Like, there's nothing they can really do about it. But Twitch is able to just shove in those minions in the mid lane, get some CS for himself, and just back away nicely. I would have liked to have seen just a bit more pressure. You don't need all 3-4 teammates on that dragon, you know.
Not going to lose too much for it, though, as you said. Twitch just sort of pushing up the lane, not going for any turret damage, just of the fear of a Scion ulting up his backside. I'm just going to go straight across the map, yeah, and go objective to objective. Looks like
Jarvan was looking to try and interrupt him.
I actually contest this.
A team fight would be good for the Twitch if he gets a good spray and pray. Targets aren't quite lining up for him. Jackal stood too far forwards though. Did get dunked on. Bembo's now in a terrible spot. Gonna get boxed up. His passive is popped as he does drop, but forcing the blue team to back away from this one. They might be able to get the Herald for themselves. Stake now getting involved in the fight. Crimson looking to chase someone down. Gets the stun off onto the Thresh. Deathmark onto the Jarvan. Isn't even necessary to kill the Twitch. They get the first casualty onto the blue team. Thresh is going to follow. Audio Slave drops as well, and I think that will be the Herald following in suit. So yes, Jackal did die, and he is 1-3, but you got a 5-0 mid laner. You're getting the objectives regardless. You're getting the gold.
V-Man came to the wrong neighborhood there. He was sort of hovering around, and as soon as the Deathmark came out on Audio Slave, he thought he was safe. He thought the damage wouldn't be there, but Stake just instantly turns around and just pops him with an auto attack and a spinny slash E, which gets taken down. Even though he
spinny slash E.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Come on, Zed wasn't on our list.
Oh no, Poppy!
Oh, again down the middle.
Can't be missing the ult like that. Pepe Frog stepped too close to the wall. Now pressuring them away from this one.
Even gonna get this Rift Herald? This might just get stolen away.
They might have to concede it. Yep. They stuck around too long for it. Stake should just be able to back away.
Unlucky RNG landed that death sentence. We could have seen a funky play from Thresh, but Benbo's 2 levels down in this lane.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you said, they like to group up around these objectives and have all 4 of them there, but
They're not
Poppy's
playing the
just been
side
sort of
lanes
AFK
correctly.
farming the top lane. She's got almost double the minions of Benbow, and he's 2 levels down. Looks like they're going to take that top outer turret as well here.
I mean, look
Three-man
at bot
squad.
side. On the map right now, there's a huge wave shoving in. No one's there to respond to it. Like, they're playing it correctly, but just not assigning people correctly around the map. Jarvan with an interesting flag and drag there.
Okay, Piltover Peacemaker's going to get that guy out of their jungle. Secures the red buff for Jackal. I think what's going on is they're playing a little bit too much into the winning lanes. As a Scion ult going to cut off Karma. But
Nope.
gets himself in the middle of 3.
Salan's
Got her
away.
out of there. Is
Predator
that
got popped.
the one real Thresh? But you said they had these 3 winning lanes and the winning jungle matchup, and they've tried to just group up and force the issue.
Cloudy looking to engage on this one. Bembo's getting a bit low. Opening up with the spray and pray. Stake looking to dive the backline with the death mark. I think he went a bit too far forwards as he does get shut down due to the ignite from the Thresh. Plus the poison ticking from Twitch. This isn't... Again, they're doing the correct thing. They're sieging these towers, but it's just not being executed properly. You can tell that the team haven't really practiced this cake comp, I don't think.
The tower is on such low health, but they're just not able to...
Look at top lane.
They're not able to force off the University of Birmingham boys for long enough that they can get the tower damage down. In part, it's because Jackal on Caitlyn is only level 8. And he's not maxing W. He's only got 2 points into that, so he can only have a maximum of 2 of his little snappy traps available at once. He can't completely just block off an engage entrance. So Unlucky RNG just walks forward and flays the Scion back and starts a team fight. That's what we said before. It's the counter to a siege comp is just a hard engage, and that's what they're doing. Just the levels just aren't there to answer it yet. Because they're sort of ignoring these side lanes.
They need to be utilizing Stake properly. Like Twitch chat has said, he needs to be split pushing. You look for the sieges, you ward the sides appropriately so they can't just initiate onto you, and then they try to go in, it fails, and then you get a tower in the side lane, or they show up to the side lane. That fails because he can just back away from this one. Then you get a tower in the mid lane. And Cloudy just getting dragged in, stepping too far forwards. Jarvan is now using the Rift Herald on the bot side.
There's a big advantage, but not big enough to survive against literally the entire Plebs team plus a tower.
Dropping now. Pepe Frog really needs to not be getting hit by those hooks, especially when he has the black shield. Bembo's ult goes wide yet again. Twitch opening up onto them. Doesn't have a massive amount of damage with the Infinity Edge. Not completed yet. Hook lands onto Jackal, looking to back away. The tether isn't quite there. Stake diving in onto the targets. He has to back away because he's so low. Jarvan diving in on the back line as well. Shut down onto Stake. Jarvan does fall as well. Jackal just... having his ultimate blocked as Cloudy re-enters the fray after teleporting into this one. Jackal firing away with the auto attacks, doesn't have much mana to speak of. Black Shield's there though, trap onto the top laner. Double kill for Jackal.
There was no resources really available for Jackal whatsoever. He was low on health, had no mana, but...
great trap.
Just got a little bit too close. Unlucky RNG tried to get involved
second Infernal,
as well.
Are you kidding?
Taken down, and Cloudy once again for the second time in the space of about what 45 seconds just getting caught in the middle of 4 people. Not quite tanky enough to survive it just yet, and they will be rewarded with a second Infernal Drake.
I think the late game of the opposing comp is probably a lot stronger.
Yeah, especially with this supporty build that Karma's gone for. You kind of saw it a little bit in the last team fight. When Stake tried to dive onto V-Man in the backline, V-Man did get taken down low, but 1 shield from Karma, and he's practically full health again, thanks to this bonus burst healing that comes through from the Athenes. As well now, she has the Ardent Sensor as well, so he's going to be just passively healing in team fights, whereas he's just gunning people down with the spray and pray. So it is going to be difficult to get on top of Twitch and keep him dead, particularly as the locket's coming out from Thresh as well. But if anyone can do it, it's probably a Zed with both Duskblade and Ghostblade completed.
They should have the stronger late game. But if there's a third Infernal that comes up, let's have a look. Oh my god, it is a third Infernal. Oh my word. That's nutty. If they pick that up, and then they're like, even without Elder Drake, that's so crucial for being able to make mistakes. If you can get to the later parts of the game, you aren't so scared that you're just going to get out damaged by the Twitch. What RNG, man. Unlucky RNG on the opposing team. His name is living up today, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's not getting the best. Already 16% increase on every offensive stat purchased for the Plebs. That goes to 24. Maybe in the late game they might be able to fight against a Twitch with 2 supports and 2 big tanks in front of him.
Maybe.
Fans of the Twitch themselves.
I'm scared of the Caitlyn, to be honest. Like, imagine a Caitlyn with 24% increased damage on her headshot. Like, she can probably one-shot someone. Especially if it's a crit, you know. That, nasty, man. Nasty.
Pushing towards physical damage Zoe levels of disgusting.
Yeah. Cloudy.
It's gonna come down and try and 2v1 against Cloudy.
Oh, that was so well played. The Scion ult, I don't believe it can be interrupted, so he's just able to stop Cloudy from doing anything with it. Stake does drop incredibly low, though.
It's a heal.
Poppy does so much damage.
As the Triumph, but in a 2v1, Cloudy not tanky enough for 4v1s, but a 2v1, she can take that.
They need to avoid being engaged here.
Not quite.
Can't be engaged. Excellent binding. The trap wasn't quite there.
The little flag and drag just pulled him slightly off the trap.
Yeah.
I like it.
Unlucky. Zed.
Second trap did come down just a couple seconds too late.
Yeah.
Looks like they're finally going to be playing the side lanes a little bit, but now they're the ones being grouped up on.
I'm not sure how I feel about that
wave
teleport.
clear. Good wave clear though.
Surely you would want the teleport to be flanking them. Like
I don't know whether it was an attempt to start a fight or just to try and keep their turret alive. But even so, if they hadn't backed off, if Jackal hadn't have found that crit with the static shiv that just instantly cleared the wave, E-Man and Unorthodox could have just stepped forwards and hit that tower maybe twice, and the teleport would have been wasted because the tower would have gone down.
Yeah, interesting decision.
But I suppose ends justify the means, as their mid lane tower is still alive, just barely clinging on.
You know what, Caitlyn, we've not really felt her weakness this game around that, you know, 1 to 3 item period in time. It's not been noticeable, I guess you could say.
Cloudy again in the middle of 3 people.
Crimson getting tagged up. The ultimate goes wide yet again from Poppy. But Crimson does drop. This Twitch damage is insane. Stake kills him though. Deathmark down onto the front line to try and look for an escape. Hook does connect onto him. Gets the double kill. Flash is being burnt by everyone. Pepe Frog following through the lantern is there, but not going to be able to use it as Jackal picks up the kill. Stake diving forwards. Ignite is there. Triple for him in the fight. Excellent there for Plebs. And they should just be able to siege up this mid lane with the only person alive for Birmingham being the Poppy, who was no way near there.
I think Stake was kind of just begging for Karma to take that lantern at the end of that fight as Thresh was trying to run away. If she'd have gone, that was an extra kill free for him to pick up, but she was picked up on the backside of the fight by the ace in the hole. Pretty clean fight. I think only Crimson being taken down in that fight.
Is Baron call?
And Stake did get taken low,
no,
but kept himself alive. It was a good choice to drop the death mark onto Jarvan in the front line to just keep himself out alive.
Stake could opt to go for V-Man. They don't know where he is. Gonna be able to land the auto attacks.
No. The patience, the trigger discipline.
Okay, this has to be a Baron call now. 2 kills for free just like that. The Twitch down as well. He's the only real threat. This should be free. Jarvan can't steal this. You can zone him way too easily. And the Infernal Dragon's also going to be coming up soon as well, so they should just be able to go for this Baron, pick it up.
Both Stake and Jackal have 3,000 gold in their backpack right now that they haven't spent.
Damn. Oh, Stake does so much damage.
Yeah, Jarvan really can't do anything now. Like,
Death
he's
mark on
still sort of
swim.
hovering around, actually, but...
Jackal chopping
yeah.
so low. Okay, that Infernal could potentially be rushed by the blue team if they send all of their players there.
It's risky though, as Audio Slave did just get taken out. He's got a really staggered respawn timer. It's 4v5 for 22 seconds.
Looks like they will be able to
powered recalls. There's potential that Plebs could get there in time.
a Scion ult coming out.
Might be.
Gonna see it. Is he gonna be able to drift it properly? They've backed away from this. Jackal hurts so much! What's that, like 3 auto attacks onto the mid laner, just deleting him instantly. Crimson finds V-Man double kill now for Jackal. On the back end as Cloudy tried to deal with him, wasn't able to do so. They do get that third Infernal for themselves. Ace in the hole comes out. Unlucky RNG will be falling today, not able to ride that express chain out of there. Audio Slave couldn't stall them, and that will be GG.
Yeah, it feels pretty bad for a 5 kills AD carry to just be stunned up for that long by the support, a jungler, and just slowly nibbled to death. Never had a chance to find the position for spray and pray in that fight, with Audio Slave being dead. Couldn't find the engage, and it's going to be a pretty clean wipe. All 5 still available, still alive, still have the Baron buffs as well, so 25 minutes. It's like we're pushing into the base.
You know, this is what I want to see. Mainly because I don't want the evening to go on for 6 hours, but, you know, it wasn't clean, but it was quick, you know? I think they played the Caitlyn lane correctly. There was a little bit of that middle area of the game which wasn't quite so perfect, I guess you could say. Not really.
Hey, I got a key fragment.
Yeah. Why did you get a fair? Honorable
I don't
player.
know.
Honorable.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, boys. I mean, Plebs, the macro wasn't that impressive, but I gotta say, as soon as they got into these team fights, they're in their element, they're comfortable, and they just run away with pretty much every team fight. There was a sketchy one around the Baron where V-Man was able to find a position for the spray and pray, take down Jackal early, but still, the rest of the team managed to clean up back of that. And then again, they just instantly find 2 more picks and turn on the Baron. It's enough to end the game. Jackal proved he can play more than just Twitch.